Today's video, this is just a bonus video. I'm a member of a Harbor Freight toolbox group, and folks are asking some questions, and so this is just geared towards those folks. Hey everybody, my name is Justin. Welcome to the channel. The goal here was to get a very specific length of toolbox, so that's why I did a 56 and a 27, was to maximize that space. And then obviously I put two 22-inch end lockers on it as well. But the goal was to prevent the end lockers from sagging. And again, there was no real evidence that they were going to sag. But people had concerns. I had concerns because I knew what I was going to put in the end locker. I ended up putting a small refrigerator, or a medium-sized refrigerator in there. I plan on using it as a kegerator eventually. But the goal was to keep it from sagging. All right, I just ordered, or just received, the swivel casters for a 56-inch Series 3. Ordered them with the replacement parts catalog with Harbor Freight. They bolted right up to this 27-inch. No issues, didn't have to drill or modify anything. Bolted right up, getting ready to flip it over and see how she looks. All right, I got it on its feet. That part was easy, but now I'm gonna see if I can lift this end locker into place. It's obviously taller now, so it's not gonna be as easy as I hoped, but I'm gonna lift this thing up almost 9 inches. These tabs right here to hang. Let's see if I can do it without losing a toe or a finger. Alright, she's on there. I used my Badlands jack and got underneath it and kind of jacked it up and kind of braced it up with those two, some of those workhorses. I just kind of got it up high enough to where I could set it on the lip. But this box, this is why they say not to put these lockers on the 27s. They're just not big enough. They don't weigh enough. So that definitely was going to make it tip. So I just kind of quickly threw a bunch of tools into the toolbox just so that I could get it attached and everything. But yeah, it looks pretty good. And it bolts in two places. It's got two kind of skinny bolts, one here, one back there that's on the top, and then underneath there are two that go into the bottom, the two fatter bolts. They come with the lockers. But yeah, I guess I'm basically done. I'm not gonna load this thing down yet. Okay, I turned it over. So here's the door. This is the bottom. It's got like a 2-inch lip here. And it's not structural. I mean, it is, but it's just not, I don't know where you would bolt. Like there's one hole, one hole, one hole, one hole. And then we've got these on the sides. And you've got some here for attaching it to a box. See, it's not like the bottom of these boxes where it has a lip, but it's got these structural supports. This doesn't have it at all. So you'd have to flip some C-channel, weld it to the bottom of the box, for your holes, and do your casters like that. So just shy 2 inches, so like 1 3/4, which is probably, see, it's not even as deep. So these are deeper. These are a little over 2 inches. So you have to kind of back into what the number needs to be because you want the bottom of that lip to match the bottom of this lip. So whatever spacing you do on the bottom of that to build up the frame needs to be the same distance from the ground as this. Yeah, just gotta figure it out. There's concerns, I have concerns, I've heard other people with concerns that once you load these lockers down, they sag and become unstable. So this is how I plan to solve that problem. Here's my plan, okay? So I've got a piece of just bar stock. I'm gonna drill holes like this in the face of this, and that will align with these holes. And then I'm gonna weld these 18-inch pieces of 1x1 in this configuration and bolt. These are the casters from the 56-inch. I put 2 on that. I've got more in here to replace the 2 on the 56 fixed ones, and then put 2 on this. So the plan is it'll be fixed, bolted at that seam in the factory holes to the box. This box will get bolted to the other box through the factory holes. And then this one will get bolted to the other side of the 56 in the factory holes. But the outside edges will be supported by this, and the inside edges will be supported by these casters via the bolts. So on this total setup, you'll have 2 casters on outside locker, 4 casters on the 56, 4 casters on the 27, and then 2 casters on the outside box. So I think I've got it figured out. I can build these so that they're kind of universal, and you just spin it around and use the other holes depending on which side you need to mount it to. I think it's gonna work. I just need to get focused and clean up some of my cuts and get this thing ready to weld and drill some holes and insert some riv nuts. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put riv nuts in these and then bolt it. I may actually have to use some of this other flat bar stock as spacers to get the height exactly right. I think I need another 1/4 of an inch height here between the mounting surface and the actual casters, but I'll get that perfect. I've got enough random pieces of flat bar that I think I can make the height match perfectly so that it's actually supporting the weight. But I'll do another update when it's done. Hopefully I can get it done tonight. All right, I did an okay job on these. These are easier welds, and I did okay. I'm not a welder. I'm not a welder. I'm not a welder. I do not do this professionally, and it shows. So, but that looks okay. These, not so much. They're kind of ugly. I don't really have good equipment to get in there and clean up my nasty welds. But for me, it's good enough. I mean, it's just got to kind of hold the casters in place. It's not like these are actually supporting the load. Like the load is resting on this, and this is resting on the casters. But I mean, it's good enough. Again, not a welder, not a fabricator. I'm just making it work. Now to drill some holes and insert some riv nuts. All right, so here is one of them that is finished. Again, ignore the nasty welds. I'm not a welder. But I've got holes drilled, riv nuts in. I've already confirmed everything lines up perfectly. But just to kind of show you guys here, you take it like this, set it in there like that, and then you line those holes up underneath and put your M8s through. M8s come with these boxes, with these lockers to kind of bolt everything together, but they're too short. So just get you some that are, you know, maybe an inch, inch and a quarter long to replace them with, and that'll work just fine. So I'm gonna paint this, if I have paint, and then I'll see if I can get one of them installed on the locker that's already stood up.
I'm really happy with it. It looks great now, fully supported. I don't have to worry about things sagging or getting a gap. But yeah, if you're interested in kind of doing the same thing, this is how you're going to do it.